So I was planning on reading a whole new list of a bunch of the crazy stuff that Hasan's chat's been reading. So after going through and removing all the unoffensive chat comments and just getting the super unhinged one, I got about 40 some pages, and this is one of 7 different search queries that I was able to run on Hasan's chat. So this one, for example, was based plus Houthi, Hamas, Hezbollah, Yahya Sinwar, Nasrallah, and resistance. So I wanted to see examples of Hasan's chats where they were saying based plus any of those words. And the results are unfortunately exactly what I expected. Here's a couple examples. Oh my God, Hamas is based. George Lucas based the resistance off the Viet Cong. Is Hamas more based than Israel, chat? Bro, Sinwar is based. He's a resistance fighter. No hate for the guy. Now, just to remind everybody, these results that I got, these were just for one search term. Chat, remember to condemn Hezbollah for being based. Hamas is based. At HasanAbi, Brown is based. Nothing wrong with a bit of violent resistance. And so on and so on. Again, that was one page. That was one page of this out of 40. And this is one search result out of 7. There's something wrong with Hasan's chat. There's something wrong with the community that Hasan has fostered on Twitch. There's something wrong with Twitch for allowing Hasan to foster that community. And there's also something wrong with the people that are in his orbit and in his community that think this is okay. I believe most people understand some of the crazy crap that's coming out of Hasan. I see some advertisers are starting to pull out of Twitch.
Result is going to be then. Has anything happened? Have any advertisers pulled out?
They've lost 70% of their advertisers already.
Twitch has lost 70% of their advertisers?
Yes.
Where can I see that?
You can't.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know you don't know. That's basically it. Like, because I don't know how this has happened. 5 days ago, I was a fucking retard that plays Rust all day, okay? You understand? That's all I did. I played Rust all day, and I did.
Has this been reported on by anywhere? You just have some inside knowledge, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah. People from Amazon, people from Twitch are contacting me, and they're telling me what's going on every day.
Why is it?
You know what I'll do, Tom? I will send you verification right now to you personally, as long as you don't leak it. Would that be acceptable to you?
Sure, I won't leak it. I just wanted to saw on stream. I didn't see an ad there, for sure.
Okay. Fuck. I can't really, like, this one is, all right, I'm sending this to you. Do not say anything about this, okay?
I will not.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to click into it just so I can read it, but I will not copy anything. Holy shit.
All right.
Will any of this ever get leaked? You can delete it right now, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
Reading it.
Hold on. Can you at least, like, I mean, there's a lot more shit like that. Like, I can send you more individual ones, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, at least tell them, like, hey, Dan's not full of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the audience wants to just take my word for it, but it looks like you're not full of shit. That looks real. Those are some big ones for sure.
Now, I don't know if that's true, but if it is, it does sound like people are starting to wake up and realize some of the crazy stuff that Twitch has decided to platform, including Hasan. Now, Dan Clancy should step down. I think this level of anti-Semitism on Twitch and this fostering of this kind of radical terrorist apologia is, as the kids would say, no bueno. One of the crazy things in my mind is I don't understand where all of this positive views of these organizations came from. To give you a little background, I'm in my 30s, and I remember growing up when I was in high school, we had big discussions in school about groups like the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. But even the most radical anti-war, anti-George W. Bush people from back in school, including teachers and students, even the most radical anti-war people were never pro-Al-Qaeda. They were never pro-Taliban. So that's why I don't understand. Like, you're allowed to be against U.S. foreign intervention. You're allowed to be critical of U.S. foreign policy abroad, especially if it injures other people or if our weapons are being used in a foreign war. It's okay. It's very American to denounce that stuff. But it is not American, or is not in the spirit of this country to support the bad guys. Like, it was not American to support Hitler or the Nazi Party or any of the Axis parties during World War II. It wasn't American to do it during World War I. It wouldn't have been American in the early 2000s to do it for Al-Qaeda or the Taliban. So I don't understand why Hasan feels the need to do it now. You can do all of that while saying Hamas is bad, the Houthis are bad, and Hezbollah is bad. It's not that difficult. You don't need that, Hasan. You're better than that. There is no reason for you to feel the need to cozy up to these radical terrorist organizations.
What rapes did Hezbollah do? Bro, what rapes did fucking Hamas do? What are you talking about? The notion that Hamas are bad because they're bad is stupid here in Algeria, the FLN. was also labeled as a terrorist organization by the French occupation. Now it's praised as a symbol of freedom. It's always the same shit. Yes, that's why I said the IRA as well. The IRA, the FLN, Mandela's party as well. Every single instance where there is a liberatory group, there's an emancipatory force that actually is violently trying to engage in an act of revolution, trying to violently engage in an act of emancipation, violently resisting against an unimaginable, untold amount of violence caused by the occupying entity under the legal structure designed by the Western world. They're always the fucking enemies. They're always the terrorists. They're always the bad guys. So in many ways, it becomes a much simpler equation. You have to look at the situation and go, who's right here? And if roles were reversed, you would understand who's right. Guys, I'm not talking about the terrorism designation. Of course, Al-Qaeda is designated as a terror group. Hamas is designated as a terror group. Hezbollah is designated as a terror group because that is a socio-political construct that is applied to America's enemies. That's not my point here. My point is, fuck all the designations. Look at the difference in which like ISIS operates. Look at the difference in which, for example, Al-Qaeda operates versus a cell or something that is like designated, an organization that is designated as a terror group with a clear goal and a clear agenda, whether it is emancipation or whether they also have like a shit ton of civilians that they are responsible for in terms of like civil governance.
One of the worst parts about all this is the fact that I don't even think Hasan needs to do this. There's no reason, in my opinion, for Hasan to feel the need to resort to terrorist apologia in order to maintain his audience. Because I mean, there's been chat logs released from his Discord where he says like he doesn't even like his own audience or his own Discord members, and he wishes that he can just play video games or play scary games because it's October. But he's audience captured by the same exact audience that he fostered, the ones saying this crazy shit. So yeah, he's kind of dug his own grave when it comes to that. But what he also needs to realize is he can dig himself out of it as well. He doesn't need to do this terrorist propaganda. He doesn't need to do this terrorist apologia. He doesn't need to whitewash groups like Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis. As much as I don't like you, as much as I think you're doing really bad things and you're probably a bad guy, I don't think that you need to do this. Like, listen, if you just have 10,000 viewers, if you just have 4,000 viewers, if you just have 8,000 viewers, that's okay. Think about it, Hasan. Would you rather have 10,000 viewers who don't believe that Hamas and Hezbollah are based, or would you rather have 30 or 40,000 viewers and have this stuff in your chat? I mean, I hope it's the former. Your actions are kind of starting to prove that it's the latter, but I hope that changes sooner rather than later, because it's really, really weird, because it's really, really, really odd to see that the number one Twitch political streamer being promoted by Twitch, being promoted by the CEO, is doing some of this crazy pro-terrorist stuff. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I get it. I understand criticizing your country, but just don't cozy up with the enemy. It's just gross. And especially coming from someone like Hasan, who's just like, man, it's easy for you to say crazy shit like this when you know you're rich and white and protected. But like other people out there, it's not as lucky as you. So maybe you shouldn't be spreading this shit that ends up hurting the people that you so seem to care about. It's doublespeak. It's so annoying. They don't represent you. They don't represent your fan base, I hope. And they don't represent the people that you claim to care so much about. When you're trying to say that Iran has better treatment towards trans people than the United States.
Ever since, there are plenty of gay and trans people. By the way, Iran is actually weirdly very pro-trans, but I'm sure that you probably didn't know that. They're very homophobic, but they are very pro-trans. A lot of cultures are actually very pro-trans, way more than the United States of America. Maybe to a fault at times, like Iran, when they do forcible gender.
I mean, you look at like Native American culture, I think it's extremely popular. Norse culture, I mean, you could say the same thing about Loki, right? It's like the idea of being trans is like super, super, super old, like Shiva, right? Another good example. So I think that's true.
There's a concept of third gender in India, Pakistan, and many other places as well. So
yeah, you just know you've lost the plot. You know that you took a wrong turn somewhere, and you need to bring out the map and see where you are.
Oh my God, well, Hezbollah is a terrorist organization. Dog, if Hezbollah is a terrorist organization, America is the top terrorist organization, which it is, by the way. America is the top dog in terrorism, and so is Israel. What the fuck are you talking about?
إنه اليهود هن حاكمين أمريكا وهن بياخذوا القرار وهن عاملين وهن مساويين
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. You have to remember, a lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like gay people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. Okay, like it's not it's not a broken clock situation. No, dude, half of these dudes literally get educated in America and in the UK. What the fuck are you guys talking about? This is why it's Orientalist to literally look at these dudes and go, oh no, they're fucking barbaric baboons, and like sometimes they get this shit right. No, dude, he knows. It's crazy. He's read more books than you could ever imagine, and also ultimately he is regarded as a pretty brilliant a person in terms of like everything that he's done. You might not agree with his methods, you might not agree with his attitude overall in terms of like his opinions on civil liberties and shit like that, but ultimately this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Hasan Nasrallah was assassinated.
Wait, what'd you say?
Hasan Nasrallah.
Who's that?
He's the leader of Hezbollah, the general secretary of Hezbollah. Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization that is also a part of the Lebanese parliament.
Do we like them or no?
I think as a resistance group, they're pretty successful against Israel. But everybody hates them. Like everybody in the region, a lot of people don't like them. Like
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, I mean, we also called Nelson Mandela a terrorist until 2008.
And they set up a new coalition called the Ansar Allah movement in Yemen. And what they immediately start doing is they start saying, oh, Israel, you're going to fucking blow up Palestinians? Well, guess what? We're going to blow you up. And you're like, what do you mean? You guys just fucking overcame a genocide. What the fuck do you mean you're going to blow it up? I didn't even think that the Houthis had that smoke. Okay. I didn't think that the Ansar Allah movement was going to do that shit. Okay. I thought all they did was basically, walk around with like blades in their fucking belts and look cool. Okay. And make musicals. They make a lot of musicals. I can show you some of them in a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way, just so you know. These fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm going to grab my food.
I'm so confused. What is this? Did he leave me alone in a room with like a propaganda video playing? What is going on? What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing, No.
They do like
they
do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious? I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time. And they love walking over. They love walking over like the American flag and the Israeli flag side by side. They will always like march on it. It's an act of for them it's an act of resistance, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Well, they go, listen, you want to fucking bring a ship through here? We're going to take it. So that's exactly what the Houthis start doing. They start fucking sending in helicopters onto fucking ships and taking over the ships
like
and
Rust.
Going, it's our ship. Yes, exactly like Rust. Yeah, here it is.
This is Rust?
Bro, they fucking, look at this. They got the Palestinian flag that they painted under the helicopter with the Yemen flag. They fucking they start overtaking the ships. And they're like, guess what, dog? No more trade to Israel. If you're an Israeli, if you're owned by an Israeli corporation, or if you are actually sending ships to the Israeli port, we're going to take over your ship. You cannot fucking use this trade route anymore. Guess what, bitch? It's our fucking territorial boundary, and we're going to enforce this until you stop doing genocide in Gaza. Because they say it. They're like, listen, we don't like you. We're not a fan of you.
Hell, even a couple days ago, I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room. What is going on here? This is wild to me.
Whoa. What has happened to, does he know what has happened to any of the crews? Like, are they having a good time? Are they okay?
He's saying they've all tried COTS, including the captain of the ship that he went on. He's saying that the vibes are immaculate.
No fucking way.
He's saying he wants us to visit.
Oh, dude, I would love to one day. I am afraid of America bombs though. Does he know what One Piece is? One Piece is an anime.
أكيد يعني منذ الطفولة وأنا أشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way! That's sick. Yes, that's fire. That's so fire. Oh my god, dude. We think the Houthis Ansar Allah is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that. Tim Houthi Charlemagne or Chalamet.
Is that the One Piece one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now this kid, like he
Sure.
is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay, being able to talk to Anne Frank. Like the fucking Israeli government is if their kid dies, it is almost 100% a direct consequence of the Israeli government blowing him to fucking bits for the crime of being captured and being in the vicinity of Palestinians.